Hi everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Avinash, and in this video, I'm going to talk about one of the AWS service called step function. I'm going to discuss advantages of step function, uh, patterns, orchestration patterns we have in step function. So then we will see some states available in step function, then some examples. All right, so basically, the step function is, I can say, it's a serverless orchestration service. So, if you want to coordinate multiple, if you want to integrate or coordinate multiple different AWS services into a single workflow, then you can utilize this step function. Okay, so as I mentioned, it's one of the orchestration service. So primarily we can perform these below activities. So the first one is coordination of microservices. See, in recent modern applications, organizations are using various microservices. And these all microservices not work as an independent one. These all microservices need to work together to complete a complex task. Okay, so what the step function will do? Step function help to coordinate execution of the services. First, which service need to execute, then where it need to go. So we can create a workflow with series of steps so that we can easily manage that microservices. That's a first advantage. Second advantage is state management. See, the step function, right? It is has a capability to track state of each step. For example, step one. So then, when step one complete, it need to go to step two. Then it need to go to step three. Okay. So what happened to the step one? So then, based on that step one state, we can take a step whether we need to go to second state or third state, right? So in simple, if a step fails, so then the service can automatically retry it, or we can move it to different step based on the predefined conditions. So it ensures that workflow progress smoothly even in the face of errors or unexpected events. Okay, so then we have an advantage of visual workflow design. So with the step function, right, we can easily design workflows. So we have such type of diagrams. These are visual workflow diagrams. We can easily understand what happening in first step, then what happening. So first, it is waiting for timer, then it is sending an SNS notification. So when we start this workflow, it is going to submit a job. If the batch job is success, so then it will send a notification. If it is failed again, it will send a notification. Right. So such type of workflow designs we can create. And another advantage is scalability and reliability. So, firstly, it is a fully managed service. It's an AWS managed service. So that means we no need to worry about scaling up the resource, scaling down the resources. So we no need to worry about the service high availability. Okay, we no need to create any servers. So that scale up, scale down, provisioning servers, all it will be taken care by AWS. And another important advantage with the step function is it can integrate with other AWS services. So some of the famous services for serverless is SQS, Lambda, SNS, batch services. So these are all some commonly used services for serverless workflows. So we can integrate the step function help us to um, integrate all the services to deliver complex workflows. And also it is cost efficiency. So as it is a serverless, you are going to pay for the resources you are actually using, and you are not managing any servers, right? So there is no upfront cost. So technically cost efficiency with pay as you go mechanism. So the step function basically it simplifies the development and management of distributed applications. Okay, so these are this couple of slides I took from AWS official documentations. So when we need this orchestration service. So whenever your application spans multiple AWS services, then you can go with this AWS service. So first you want to start something, then you want to use, you want to run some batch job. So then you want to notify whether batch is success or not. So you want to use SNS service. So, or you want to trigger a Lambda function based on this job status, right? Here, another service. So your service is utilizing multiple AWS service, your application. So then you can go with this step function. Or if your application requires sequence of service interaction. So first the service need to start. Okay. So then the service need to go to one Lambda function. So then the service need to go to different Lambda function. Right. Then service need to go to a like another service like a SNS. So a sequence need to maintain here. So in that scenario, right, we can use this step function. So if you want to manage state between calls, so you want to track what is the state of this, right? So then based on state of this only you want to progress. And if your workflow contains, if your application contains workflow patterns, then you can use this. And if it required human interventions by passing some input and all, so then you can go and start using this step function. All right, in step function, we have some um, common orchestration patterns. Okay, so I will give a general life examples for this orchestration patterns. See, for administration purpose, we really no need to know in detail about this. So, but it's good to know these orchestration patterns. See, the first one, we have some orchestration patterns. So, the first pattern is choice. Okay, so the first pattern is a choice. See, in simple, this choice pattern, let's assume you went to a restaurant. You went to a restaurant and you have a menu. So that menu contain lot of options. So what item you want to order, you can simply pick that, then you can proceed. Okay, so you have multiple options. So which one you want to pick, that comes under choice. And when coming to this parallel, right? So let's assume you are preparing a breakfast in morning. So you are preparing idli. So you put it in a cooker and this idli is preparing. So while this idli is cooking, so you don't need to wait or you don't need to uh, you don't need to stop to perform another activity. While this is happening, you can go and you can prepare your coffee, you can prepare your tea. So parallelly, you can do this activity. So when coming to this map, right, you can map resource and you can so you can map the resources, you can map the state, and you can perform operations on each item in a list or in a collaboration. So let's assume you want to send an invitation to your friends for a birthday party. Right, you're not going to send this invitation to each and every member, right? So instead of sending invitation to each and everyone, you can use a map to mark of each friend. So you can select, then you can send it. Okay, so then we have this wait condition. So this wait state. So whatever duration you are giving, the wait period you are going to define. So the process will wait till the time triggers, then it will go to next event. It's kind of a timer. Okay, so then we have another state like pass. So it will transform data. So from one state to another state, it will pass. Then success means what exactly this So once that event state completed, it will mark it as a success. If any error occurred, it will mark it as a fail. So these are some common states. And for administration purpose, yeah, it's not so important to understand this, but it's, as I mentioned, it's good to know the states. And these are some diagrams. So sequence, first this task need to complete, then it need to go with this. And if any task is failing, I want to retrieve that, and I want to run some tasks parallelly. So I am running A as well as B task parallelly. Then it is going to see, right? So then this choice. So based on like selection, whether it need to go to B task or it need to go to C task, or if you want to try or catch, so then you can go with another workflow pattern. Okay, so these are some general things about step function. So to start with step function, what exactly we need to know? See, we should have JSON knowledge. So basically in step function, we are going to create state machines. That state machines actually um, returns in ASL format. ASL stands for Amazon States Language Format. So every step treated as a state. Combination of states, we call it as a state machine. Okay, so state machine is basically combination of steps. So we have some task pattern. I will explain you here regarding the task patterns. We will discuss that hands-on. All right. So first, what we are going to do. So first, I'm going to create a state machine. That's going to be very simple state machine. So I'm going to start that state machine execution, and I'm going to give some parameter, input parameter. I'm going to define some seconds. For example, I'm going to give 10 seconds. So now what happens when this state machine execute? If I'm giving like okay, my timer is 10 seconds. Now, so this state machine wait for 10 seconds, just like a timer, it wait for 10 seconds. Once this 10 seconds completed, it will automatically move to success state and it is going to end the process. Okay, so this I'm going to perform as a first thing. Right, so let's go to your AWS account and let's log into your AWS account and let's navigate to AWS step functions. All right, so before creating step function, you need to create a role, IAM role, so that based on the requirement you can create. See, from this step function, you want to access SNS, or you want to access different services, you want to invoke a Lambda function, you want to you want to access some messages from SQS service. So then you need to provide that required permission to the step functions, right? So for that purpose, you have to create an IAM role. So let's navigate to IAM service first, navigate to roles and click on create role. So now scroll down to use cases. So this role, I'm creating it for step function, right? And if you search for step, you can see step functions. All right. So I'm creating it for step functions. Then click on next. Now, so it is going to pick one role automatically, AWS Lambda role. We required it. Then click on next. So what is the role name you want to give? YT-demo step function role. So then click on create role. Now you can use this role and you can add permissions to this role. So for the first task, right? Okay, I'm not really going to I'm not going to access any other service. So this permission is too sufficient for first one. Right, let's go here and click on get started. So now it will ask you, you want to create a hello world program, or you want to template, or you want to create your own. So click on create your own. And I have some predefined step functions. I will share that with you guys also. I'll give this code. I'll place this code into a repository. So then I will share that link in our video description. All right. So first one is timer. So this is going to be my step function code. So this is a comment, you can give anything. So my process starts at something called wait for timer. So that is a state. My process starts at wait for timer. That is my first state. So then what happening? It is waiting. how many seconds it is going to wait. So I have to pass that as a input. So this timer seconds, I'm passing it here. So once this time got crossed, it is going to move to status, next status. So that is success, and the type is succeeded. So let's copy this. And when you are creating a step function, you will get the screen. So first edit this and give a proper name. So I have edited this and I'm giving proper name like timer step function. So it is a standard one. And execution role, you want to create a role or you want to use an existing role. So we have created a role sometime back, right? YT demo step function, you can select that. And logging. So when this step function execution is stopping, sometimes what happened? We may get errors to access some services, or we may get some kind of permission issues. So we definitely need logs to identify the issue, right? So that logs actually stores in CloudWatch logs. So if you want to enable, you click here, you can enable all. So it is going to log all the events. So if you are giving only error, it will look for errors in that executions and it will write that errors only. So fatal errors, or you can disable this. Okay, so I'm going to enable all logging, so that definitely help us to identify what's happening. So then you can expand additional configuration. So you can use this publish versions. So you can maintain versioning here. And we do have a service called extra tracing that actually help us to identify, but it is an additional service. It comes with an additional cost. So I'm not going to enable that here. So that is configuration part. Given a name, selected type as a standard, we have express type also that I'm not going to talk now. So I selected the state type as a standard, provided the required role, enable the logging. Fine. So then where we have to pass the code, you can design that here. You can drag and drop and you can design, or if you already have a code, so you can paste that code here. I have given that code here. All right. So this is the first state machine. So then click on create. All right, it's saying state machine IAM role is not authorized to access the log destination. All right, there is an issue with the log. So this step function role, right, don't have any permission to create the log group. So let me add that permission. Attach policy, logs, CloudWatch logs full access, add permission. Whenever you are going with this create role option, right, it will pick that permissions automatically. Just click on create. One error found. Try to save anyway. All right, so it's saved. We have added required permission, so we should be good. So now what we need to do? So we have to execute this. So technically we created a state machine. Okay, so we have to execute this state machine. So click on start execution. While executing this, it is going to ask us for the parameters. See here, I'm not hard coding anything. Instead of hard coding this, I'm going to pass the time as a input here. So simply copy and paste it. So now when I start executing this, so you can observe here. Let me give bit more time, like 20 seconds, then start execution. Now this execution started. So currently it is waiting for the timer. I have given 20 seconds, right? Once 20 seconds completed, it will move to success state, then the process is going to end. So still it is in this wait for timer only. You can observe here what is the input we have given, what is the output we have given, what are the details, right? What are the events happening? So first wait state entered, so then wait state exited. So now earlier this is only blue color, now it went to success state, then it got ended. So this is one Very simple. You can treat this as a hello world program. And if you want to verify what happening in this state machine, you can go to CloudWatch logs and you can verify. So when you click on this CloudWatch logs, it will take you to the log group, and click on that log group and you can see what exactly happening here. Okay, so this is what we have given, and it waited for the time, right? So everything is going to log in backend CloudWatch log group. So this is very simple one, right? So now let's create another one. So this step function, right, involves with multiple things. So the step function I'm going to create. So let me show you that step function diagram. So when this execution started, okay, when I started executing the state machine, it will wait for the time I have given, like it will wait for 10 seconds or 20 seconds. So then it is going to access an SNS topic and it will send a notification, whoever subscribed to that SNS topic, then it is going to end. Okay, so in simple, like it wait for the specified duration. After waiting, it invoke SNS. Then it is going to send a notification. Once that notification sending completed, it will go to end state. So for this activity, we need an SNS topic, right? So let's create one SNS topic. I'm navigating to SNS service. Okay, let me create a topic. So I'm going to create a standard topic, and my topic name is YT-step functions, display name step function demo. So then create a topic. All right, the topic got created, but we have not added any subscribers here. So we should add a subscriber here. Click on create subscription. Subscription type as an email. I'm giving my email ID here, then create subscription. All right, so simply giving an email ID like won't work. We have to log into that mailbox and we need to confirm the subscription. All right, so here go to step functions, uh, demo SNS topic email, then confirm subscription. Subscription confirmed. All right. So now just double check. You go back to SNS topic, give a refresh here, and we should have subscription status as a confirmed. All right. So now let's create a state machine. Click on create a state machine. I'm going to create a blank one. So now go to config, give a name, click this edit symbol, and then go to this and state hyphen SNS alert is a name I'm giving. It's going to be a standard permission. Again, I'm selecting this IAM role, but this IAM role don't have any permissions on this IAM role don't have any permission on SNS topic, right? So you go here, you attach policy, you give SNS. So I'm giving SNS full access or read-only access. Uh, I have given full access so that it can publish notification also. So then you select that, and if you are looking for the logs, you go here. If you are looking for just error logs, you select error. Only error logs are going to stored in CloudWatch log group. Now the code. So now what actually I'm going to do, I'm going to take another code. So this is a simple code. So here in simple, I'm starting my process at wait for timestamp here. So it is a wait state. So whatever the seconds I'm defining here, it will wait for the duration. Then it will go to next task. Okay. So the next task is send SNS message. That's what next phase or task here. So what's going to happen? It is using an API SNS publish, and whatever the topic we are defining here, it will use a topic, and again I'm going to pass the message also. How exactly I'm passing this parameter timer seconds? Similar way I'm going to pass this message to send via this SNS topic. All right, so let's copy this and paste it here. So you see here the process started. It is going to wait for the timer, the highlighted part. So then it will send a notification, the part is highlighted. You can even scroll down to right. So then the process is going to end. So we need to modify this topic ARN. We have created an SNS topic, right? So the topic will contain an ARN, Amazon resource name. Let's copy that ARN and place that ARN here. So if that ARN is not available, so definitely it is going to throw some error. Okay, so now let's create this. All right, it's successfully created. So now we need to start this execution. Click on start execution. Then it is asking us what is the input you want to pass. So we have to pass two inputs now. One is what is the timer. So then second one is what is the message you want to pass. So let's copy this. So basically this is in simple JSON format. It's not that much difficult to understand. I'm giving 15 seconds so that first state will wait for 15 seconds and it will go to SNS and we are going to get a notification. Currently I don't have any notification. Right. So let's start this execution. Okay, it's waiting for timestamp. So only the executed states will change the color. If it is in this kind of blue color, it's in progress. The grayed out, not completed one, and you see here this also came to green color, so that is a nothing but succeeded one. If it is in red color, failed one, and if we got any error, it's going to be like an exclamatory, it's cancelled this symbol. All right, so the process completed. So we should receive an SNS notification. You see here the first one, step function, and whatever the message I'm passing here, if you observe, whatever the message I'm inputting here, that message is in my mailbox. So here we used wait state, then we invoked SNS and we send notification. So this is another state machine. So these two are like, in first one, like a kind of hello world, second one, we are integrating with SNS. So in this third state machine, right, I'm going to use something called batch. So I'm going to invoke a batch job. So if you observe, I already have a batch definition. I already have a batch queue and batch compute environment. So if you don't know what is this batch service, how to create this batch job definition, job queue, compute environment, so I strongly recommend you to go through this video. This batch also an important service. Most of the organizations are using this service in recent times. So if you want to have more knowledge on this, you go to our YouTube channel. Just go to YouTube and search for Avinash Reddy Thipparthi. So then navigate to videos and you go through this 33 minutes video. So I have explained what exactly this batch service is and how I created that batch job, right? So I have explained everything in this video. So before performing before creating this third state machine, you have to uh, prepare this batch setup, so then you can continue. If you don't have this batch setup, right, you can skip this state machine. Otherwise, the reason it won't work. Okay, so let's create a state machine. I'm creating a blank one, and here this is what I'm going to perform. So I'm going to start the process and I'm going to submit a batch job. So this batch job actually designed to copy some data from source bucket to destination bucket in S3. So I'm going to submit this batch job. So then it is going to copy all the data from source to destination. So then it is going to use an SNS topic. If this operation success, it will send success message. If it is failed, it will send failed message. Okay. So let's configure this now. So to configure this batch, I'm using this. Okay. So here, first, I'm starting my process with submit batch job state. So this is a task and it is going to use this submit batch API. So then job name is batch job notification, job QARN you have to define here, job definition you have to define here. So these information, right? Once you create a batch job, you will get this information. So where is that batch? Yeah, here is a job definition. So when you go to this job definition, you have this ARN, you copy this ARN, you replace that. You go to job queue, you copy this and you replace that. You go to compute environment and you replace that here. All right. So once that is completed, so then it is going to notify whether it is success or failed. So for that also, we are going to use an SNS topic. So notify success, it will use this SNS topic, and notify failures also, it is going to use an SNS topic. If you want to use different SNS topics for success, one team, for failure, another team, also you can create two simple SNS topics and you can replace this ARN. All right, so I'm going to copy this and I'm going to create a state machine now. Go to code, let me paste it here, and I need to modify a couple of things. Go to config and modify the state machine name, batch job state, and role. Yes, again, we need to choose appropriate role, and logging, you can enable the logging, and yeah, here is a code. Let's modify this code. We can even modify after creation also. Click on create. And again, make sure you provide appropriate permission to this role. So we are going to invoke batch, right? So attach policy, batch, or if you don't want to do all these, so you do have an option. Simply go here, attach policy, attach administrator access. So, but it's not really recommended at enterprise level. But for these practice and demo sessions, yes, you can go and add this administrator access to the step function role. All right. So now, currently, do I have any jobs? So yes, I have some jobs. I prepared these jobs on April 4th, not anything today. All right, let's observe this. So now here is my step function. So let's go to definition and let's edit this. See, submit batch job settings are fine. Okay. And this SNS topic I have to modify. So the previous one is not actually valid anymore. Click on edit, and here submit job. Where is that code part? Yeah, go to code part and select submit job. This is all related to submit job. Notify success. So let's give that SNS topic ARN here. And also here for failure events also. Then save. Okay. Invalid CloudWatch log group ARN. So we have given required permission, so we should not get this error. Okay, let's see. Exit. Right, let's go to definition and let's verify. So now let's execute this. Okay, so for this state machine, we no need to pass any input. So click on Start Execution. So now execution started, and if you observe here, batch job creation submitted, batch job notification, it's submitted. Okay, see, it need to verify the status. It need to uh, go to different states. Right. So currently it is failing, but if you observe this and it started, it's went to notify success, then it got ended. And we even got a notification here, batch job submitted through step function succeeded. So, but actual batch job got failed. So, see, the problem here is whatever the process we are following, it is a request response method. So, step function will call a service integration and it proceed immediately. So it won't wait whether this previous job is success or not. So I wantedly generated this error, okay. So it won't wait whether this job success or failed. It won't wait. So it will immediately proceed to the next step and then it will treat that as a process completed. So most of the times it is not a useful one, the request response one. So instead of the request response one, you can use this sync polling. So whenever you're using the sync polling, right, it will wait till this job state completes, whether it is a success or failure. So then only it will process the next states. Okay, so for that, what we need to do, we need to use a task pattern called sync polling. Okay, so for that, you don't need to do big modifications. It's going to be a very simple modification. Let's do that now. So go to this task definition, edit this, edit the definition. So just go to this code part, and so far we are just using this resource as batch submit job, right? Add dot sync. So just add this dot sync. So it is going to use this sync polling. Step function will call a service integration and wait until its job is complete. Okay, then click on save. All right, so now let's exit from this editor and let's start execution now. Start execution, no need to enter any input. So this time it is waiting to submit a job, and here a new job is going to submit. And you see here it's failed, as it is failed, you can see here it's giving a error. It caught an error. So you can go and verify what exactly that error is. So you can fix it. So yeah. So this is what output, this is what the details, what is a failed state and where we can verify. So simply click on batch job. You click on this, it will take you to the batch job and it will tell you what exactly error occurred, what is a job and what is the reason. So I will fix this error by modifying this compute environment. So here, this security group I actually deleted. So let's create a valid security group. I'm selecting one security group and save changes. All right. So now that error should fix. So let me re-execute this new execution, start execution. So if we go here, you can verify the execution status. The previous one also still in running state. Okay, so now it is submitted a job. See, it's not going to the next state immediately. So that's a thing we have to observe here. So the previous one also is starting. So it caught an error, right? So that is starting. So this one also, like, the one we submitted now, it is in starting stage. Yeah, so you can observe here. Once this process completed, so then only it is going to move to next stage. Okay, so it's in progress. So that is what the sync pattern. Okay, it is notify success, then it end. To double check, you just go to this jobs and you give a refresh. You see here, this job is succeeded. As this job is succeeded, so then only it went to notify state, and yeah, you can even verify the notification here. Step function succeeded. You got a notification here. All right, so basically the sync pattern, it is waiting the previous step complete, then only it is like proceeding to next step. Okay, uh, this is going to be our final state machine on our state machine video, step function service video. So in the state machine, right? So it is kind of simulated to real activity. So when state machine started, so basically this is like a call center kind of thing. So whenever any customer reach, a case is going to open. The case is going to assign to an engineer. The engineer is going to work on that case, and then we are going to check, is that case resolved? If the answer is yes, we are going to close the case and it will go to end state. So if case is not resolved by this assigned guy, so then we are going to escalate the case to a different guy. So then we are going to make it like the case failed state and all. Then we are going to end it. So for this, what we are going to use? So here we are going to create a Lambda function for all these cases. The first one is open case, second one is assign case, third one is work on case, fourth one is case resolved, and then fifth one is escalate case. So we have to create 5 Lambda functions. Okay, so the process starts, then it goes to each and every Lambda function. Okay, so we are going to combine or orchestrate or integrate all these Lambda functions by using step function. All right, that is what we are going to perform now. So for this, I'm going to provide you the code for all these Lambda functions, and these are kind of a dummy code. Okay, so you can use this code. As I mentioned, I'm going to share this code via GitHub. All right, so first let's create Lambda functions. So here is the instructions for the Lambda function. So the all functions runtime should be Node.js, and role, you can go ahead and create a new role along with the Lambda function, like a basic access execution role. So then you can use this handler as a index dot handler. So that is going to be default. So all you need to do is you need to choose Node.js as a runtime. So create function. So I'm going to author from scratch, and function name is going to be open case function. So you can give any name and make sure these function names, right? You have to, the function ARNs, you have to define in the state function definition. So I'm going to use node 16. So as I mentioned, we are good with basic execution role. Then create a function. So Lambda function got created. So this is what the code, you can just copy this code. So then paste it here. You can replace everything. You can deploy. All right, so the first Lambda function is ready. So I'm going to create remaining Lambda functions in similar manner. All right, I have created all the Lambda functions. So these are the Lambda functions. So for opening case, for assigning the case, for working on the case, and for escalating the case and closing the case. All right, so we are going to invoke these Lambda functions in a proper manner. So for that, we are going to create a state machine. So create a state machine, and I'm going to call this as a call center workflow, and I'm going to use the role logging choice and go with error logs, and here the code. Okay, so this code actually here, so what you need to do within this code is for open case state, the basically the process starts at open case. So the state is open case. So this ARN, so whatever the open case Lambda function ARN, right? So let's go to open case Lambda function, copy this and paste it here, right? So then similar way, assign case is there. So copy that assign case function and paste that here. So just take all the ARNs and mention that here. So now take this state definition and place it here. All right, so these are the Lambda functions. Open case, assign case, work on case is case resolved. Then it will go to close case Lambda function. Otherwise, it goes to escalate case, and then finally it's going to fail the case. So then it will engage tier 2 support here. So then process is going to end. Click on create. All right, so the state machine got created. So now it's time to invoke it, start executing it. So click on start executing. So we have to pass this, if you observe this Lambda function, so we need to pass an event that is case ID. Okay, so yeah, so for that, let's this input case ID we need to pass. Let's provide that here, then click on start execution. So now the flow started. So first this open case function. See this input case ID we have passed. So if you even observe here, if you go to CloudWatch logs, it will show you invoke. So you see here what invoke happened now. So it got started. So then once this completed, then it goes to different Lambda function. That is also success. Then it go to different Lambda function, and finally, like the case is closed. If you observe here output, see this. When case opened, we got a message case is opened. When case is assigned, we got a message case is open and it is assigned to. So then work on case is case resolved. So then case is assigned and closed. This escalate case is not happened here. It's not triggered. So the workflow. So bunch of Lambda functions are taking each and every flow. So if I'm trying to give same case ID here, right, so let's verify that execution. It is success, right? So now if you're taking different case ID, start execution, I'm giving case ID like ABC, start execution. So it's in progress, case opened, case is ABC, it's opened. So this is a flow, like so where first Lambda function, then go to second Lambda, then third Lambda. So basically Lambda is a serverless, right? We are combining all serverless and we prepared a process. So that is what orchestration means. All right, so that is all about step function and state machines. So I hope so this video gave an idea what exactly step function and how to use step function and how we can integrate with the different services and permission level issues and creating the resources. All right, so If you found this video helpful, please spare some time and don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel for more videos. Thank you. See you again in next video.